and welcome to Bosswife. I'm your host, Ebony. Here is where you will get your motivation for the week. Here is where you will get the tools and tips to learn how to play, laugh, and live hard, unapologetically. Here is where you will learn how to erase the lines of the box because you realize you cannot be contained. Here is where you will learn how to show up for yourself. Here is where the most powerful transition will begin in your life. Welcome to Bosswife. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm super excited to have you guys back on the show. So we have tonight joining us Ebony Boyd. This woman I've known for a few years now personally, and as a sister to sister kind of relationship that we have, it has definitely helped me to re-examine myself in business and in my personal life, because Ebony and I are total opposites, but we attract, and it is just wonderful to experience somebody like her in my life, because she definitely brings a balance to me, if that makes any sense at all. But and that's what you're supposed to do in a friendship anyway, right? You're supposed to bring that balance. So that is definitely what Ebony does for me. We have laughed, we've cried, we've grown together. Ebony is no joke. When I tell you, this woman is definitely an entrepreneur, like I don't even know another word to explain her. Even as a person, she is a go-getter. She definitely, she gets up in the morning and she grinds. That's who she is and that's what she does. And I love that about Ebony. Ebony has nothing holding her back. She has to me, it looks like she has no regrets in life, because it looks like every opportunity that comes to her, she takes. And that is definitely what I want to bring to my audience. I think this woman is going to share something with us that is going to be phenomenal, and that is going to help you re-examine how you are building your business, building your relationships, building your empire, and help you to grow and learn how to not do things the wrong way, or not the wrong way. Let me rephrase that. She's going to help you learn how to do things in a better perspective, or with a better perspective of how you shouldn't do things. In building a business, if you haven't heard so far, there's nothing glamorous about it. So this was definitely an oxymoron segment, but looking at these women, they look phenomenal. They look glamorous. You would never know their backstory. You would never know any of the hangups and the hurdles that they've had to come over by looking at their businesses now. But to hear their stories, to hear them pour into us, and to just know that it's not all glamour, and you can do it too. Like, that's the whole point of this whole thing. Like, I wanted you guys to understand, regardless of if you are building a business, if you're working a 9-to-5, if you're just building your home, if you're just building relationships, if you're starting over in life and you're trying to do something, like, this segment that I've been working on has definitely added to my life and in my experiences and in my jobs and in my career and in my passion, because I do, like I said, I do still have 9-to-5, and I've just been mind blown about just taking a whole nother perspective to my 9-to-5, not even to my own business. But anyway, enough about me. This woman is not a local of Chattanooga. She is from Detroit, and she will brag and boast about it every chance she gets, but I'm not going to hold that against her. But yeah, she is here. She is here local though, in Chattanooga, and that is why I interviewed her, because I wanted to interview my sisters, my neighborhood, my backyard people. And so Ebony, she goes to church with me, and when I met this woman, it was kind of like a standoff, like, oh, okay, so are you going to speak, or are you going to speak to me? Am I going to speak to you? And it was kind of like, oh, you know what, girl, please, I got this in the bag. Like, our personalities just clicked, and they flowed automatically when we first met. And it was amazing. And this woman, like I said, she couldn't be a better choice for my last segment for this segment. So, you guys, get ready because you are about to grow and learn and just be blown out of the water. Cannot wait. You ready? Here we go. Do you feel like you or maybe your child has a gift for acting, modeling, makeup, or body art? Allow Enchanted Reflections Modeling Studio to help you reach the next level. We specialize in pulling out the innovation and creativity that you have kept locked away. We promote confidence, etiquette, stage presence, and a healthy body image. We offer something for everyone. Enchanted Reflections Modeling Studio is the ideal atmosphere for encouraging youth and the prime institute for training in the industry. So, what are you waiting for? Join now. www.enchantedreflectionstudio.com. See you there. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on Bosswife Live. So we're doing a segment on Cover Girls Glampreneurs, which means you are a glamorous entrepreneur. So I'm so glad that you accepted my invitation to the interview. So how have you been doing? Has your week been going pretty good so far?
Going pretty good. I can't complain. It's been awesome.
Good. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the interview. So how do you see yourself as an entrepreneur? Like, did you imagine as a child, this would be like one of your your lifelong dreams, or like, is it something that just happened? Like, how do you categorize yourself?
No, I did not see myself as an entrepreneur as a child. And it's funny because my parents were entrepreneurs. But I always said to my husband, I'm a 9-to-5 girl. I don't know how to hustle. I clock in, I go to work, I make it happen. That's all I know how to do. And what really, really catapulted my life in entrepreneurship is us being transplanted from our home state of Michigan, city of Detroit, to Chattanooga, Tennessee. We came here by way of work for my husband. And so when he came here, I couldn't work because our kids were babies. So I had to stay home until 2 of them were school age. And I had to figure out ways to contribute to my household. So I started doing all types of things. I taught myself to coupon so that I can contribute to the house. I taught myself to make t-shirts so that I could contribute to the house. So I just start thinking of ways to better myself. And then I got discouraged, like most people do when you start a business. It doesn't always flourish like you wanted to in the beginning. I got discouraged and I was like, I'm going to work. Like Liam is in preschool rather. Aubrey is going to kindergarten. I'm going to work. So I started part-time at the bank, went back into the working field. And I kind of forgot about, what I was trying to do to make myself better and to get out and to venture and to charge my fashion friends, right? Because fashion has been a part of my life since I was a little bitty girl. And so I started working and I just kind of forgot about it. And it was something that was tugging on me, literally so much so, Ebony, in the midnight hour, I would wake up in the middle of the night and God would be implanting scriptures and sayings through dream, of course, right? And so it got so frequent, I put a pen and pad next to my bed on my nightstand. And when I would wake up, immediately, whatever he would give me, I would write it down. And he would give me the same and a scripture to match it. Couldn't be nobody but God, because these were scriptures that I had never read. And so I started jotting that down. And then all of a sudden, Classy Chick Tea was birthed. So That's pretty much how that started.
Awesome. Okay. That's funny that you said that because my mom was also an entrepreneur, and I told my husband the same thing. I was like, I don't want to own my own business. Like, it's too much work. I don't, and I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. So that's funny that you said that. I said the same exact thing. And now it's like, okay, I'm done working for people. Like, I want to push my own dreams. I don't want to push nobody else's dreams but mine. So that's amazing. So you said that you started out doing t-shirts. So, and when I first met you, you were making t-shirts, and that was pretty cool. And how did you transition from making t-shirts? Because you also did other crafts, right? Didn't you? Yeah. So what other crafts did you do? Or do you still do them?
Yes, everything. So crafting became my safe space. It became a place where I could release, I could digress. As being a mother of 4 and a wife of 1, I still work a full-time job, and I have my own business. I have a clothing boutique, plus size clothing boutique. Then we have a cleaning business. We have a lot of things. My husband has meal prepping. He works full time. And so crafting became my getaway space. I did mugs. I did monograms. I still rehab furniture. As a matter of fact, I'm rehabbing a piece right now for my son's room, a dresser for his bedroom. So I just started watching YouTube, figuring out ways to recreate things and beautify things. And I was like, oh man, this is really natural to me. Like my mother was like, you painting a dresser? Where'd you learn to do that? And I was like, YouTube, girl, YouTube. So I just found it to be a safe space. And I began to create. Next thing you know, I saw this video where there were personalized coasters. And I was like, ooh, I want that for my tablescape. So I made coasters, So crafting is just become a way for me to just get away, digress, rest my mind, regroup, and then it gives me a chance to recharge and get back into what it is that I do on a day.
Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not a crafter. I can do crafts, but I prefer not to. I prefer to buy them and support other people. I don't know. I'm not going to say it comes natural. I'm very imaginative. I have a great imagination, but crafting, I just don't have the patience for it. So that's amazing. And kudos to you and to all these other great women who can do all of these things, because I love to support you and I love to support others. And thank you for existing, because I just can't do it.
Listen, people ask all the time, can you do that for me? It's a no. I can't do it for other people, but I do it for myself. So I rehab some stuff in my house, but I don't sell my crafts anymore. I don't do that type of thing anymore, but I still do it. Like I can't get away from it. It's a part of me now. My husband was like, so really, you want to go to Home Depot to buy a sander? I do. It makes me happy. I want a sander.
Okay, awesome. So I'm glad you clarified that. So just in case any of my audience was like, oh, can you make me this? Can you make me that? So we know you're not selling it anymore. Only your boutique, right? So no more crafting. Okay.
No more crafting. Only the plus size fashions. I'm trying to evolve the world for the plus size girl.
Gotcha. Okay, that's awesome. So let me ask you, if fashion, since you have a love for fashion, if fashion was a emotion, what would it be for you?
Ooh, happy.
Okay.
Happy. Fashion puts me in my happy place. I feel like fashion has no limit, right? So just growing up, I was born in 1980. I told my age. So just growing up, my mother literally was my fashion goat, greatest of all time. She was the guru for me. My mother was a plus size woman. In high school, I can remember my mother being like an 18-20. She went from an 18-20 over the years to maybe like a 22-24. But let me tell you something, where there was only like stores like Romans and Avenue and things like that, and all they had was drab colors and stripes and flowers. My mother was not that girl. Like she was going to Jacobson's and she was going to find her size, and it was going to be something fly. She was the Ebone Pecan girl when Ebone Pecan was a thing, right? I'm telling my age. That's so far back. My mother was so fly. And I remember telling my mother as a little girl, and I think I made a mistake, but I remember telling my mother as a little girl, I want to be just like you when I grow up. I want to be your size. I want to dress just like you. And I end up being a plus size girl like my mom. Like my mom. She was like, no, you don't. Don't say that. You don't want to be heavy. I was like, yes, I do. And I want to hear that sound when I walk and I get dressed. I used to think that when my mom got dressed for church, that squishing sound was like, meant that she was sharp, right? Yeah. I'm like, that means she's sharp. And nobody told me, Ebony, that meant your thighs are rubbing. I meant your thighs are over with your stockings on. And I achieved it. I got that sound, but I'm a fly big girl. So I'm too fly to be embarrassed.
There you go. Right. We love every inch of it, right?
Absolutely.
Ain't no complaining. Okay. Well, that's awesome, girl. That's amazing. So happy. I love that. Definitely. I was sharing with one of my other interviewees that, I've been in fashion for a while, and that's kind of one of the things that drew me to you is because I have a modeling studio. And so I wanted to talk to women who, kind of started around the same time I did, because I started during the pandemic. I opened up my business during the pandemic. And so, I hit a lot of walls, then I had a lot of doors to open. I just celebrated my first year of being open. So that was something amazing. And I made it through the pandemic, right? So I was really excited about that. So in saying that, like, I know you started around the same time I did, I believe, or a little bit before me. So what doors, can you explain to us, like what doors were closed to you and how did you get over those hurdles?
Yeah, I have a pandemic baby as well. So I've been doing this a long time, but I tried to, run from the purchasing multiple pieces of stuff. I like to have individualism. I don't want to look around and see myself 1,000 times, right? And so
Right.
I was trying to figure out ways to not have to buy 12 pieces of one items, things of that nature. So I started, actually, my birthday is coming up on the website. I launched my website live on Black Friday of 2020. But I've been doing this for about maybe 2.5 years, but not on this scale. Lots of doors closed, whole lot of them. This is sometimes really a hard market to break into. It's heavily saturated though, right? So it's enough for everybody. I did a lot of research, tried to talk to a lot of different entrepreneurs that was doing the same thing I did, and they don't want to give you any information. So I hit a lot of bad vendors, lost some good money buying pieces that I thought was good quality, but what necessarily wasn't. And I am a firm believer, I don't sell what I don't wear. If I won't wear it, I won't sell it. I'm really not a fan of those twins, Polly and Esther. So I bought a lot of that before I was able to really vet my vendors and, get to meet them and have relationship with them, because you're not getting to touch this stuff. In most cases, you really have to go by way of picture. And so I was ordering stuff and I was like, oh my God, so discouraged. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I've lost so much money trying to figure out who the best vendors are. And then I met a couple of people, just to name a few. Pink Lady Pearl's Boutique, amazing. She is such a sweetheart. She reached out to me because I bought a dress from her. And she said, don't you have a boutique? I said, I do. She said, you could carry this dress. I said, I can. She said, well, why did you buy it from me? I said, because I support what I do, especially when you look like me. It's so many of us trying to get into something and we don't have the support of each other. I could have very well stocked the dress that she had. And later on, I did stock it in a different color, but she had what I wanted at the time. And so I bought it from her, and she was in awe that I was a plus size boutique owner just like her. I knew the same vendors as her, but I bought from her instead of buying it and selling it on my own. And from that, it catapulted a relationship. And now we're personal friends on our different social media sites. We follow each other on our business sites, and we push each other. And so those are, some of the instances where, doors closed, doors open. You get to build relationship with women that are doing the same thing that you're doing. And then it's a plus for me when those women look like me, i.e. they're my ethnicity, i.e. they're my size. So they get it. Like the skinny girls don't get it. The heavy girls get it. It's a different dynamic for a bigger woman to find reasonable, number one, fashions, and then really, really pretty fashions, like stuff that is not humdrum, stuff that has a shape to it, stuff that is not boxy and square. And so that is my niche. I want to bring the plus size woman affordable fashions, but I want it to be timeless, classy stuff, but trendy at the same time.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, that was awesome. You're right. And that was actually going to be my next question was, the support system, like, because I know me being here from Memphis and not really knowing a lot of people, like it was really hard for me to get into some doors. It was really hard for me to even wedge into some circles. And, and to be honest, I'm really still not in the inner circle, which is fine with me because, I don't want to localize myself. I don't want to be on a certain level, right? So, and I want to say that without being disrespectful. Like I don't want to be on a certain level anyway, and I want to broaden my circle and broaden my horizons with my business as well and expand, a little bit above where I am. Like I don't want to be on the same playing field. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be chasing the same playing field anyway. So, as me being not from here, I don't know a lot of people. I didn't have like a really big support system. My church is my instant family. I say that all the time. And without my church family, I wouldn't really have anybody here. So I say that to say, by you being from Detroit, you've only been here, less time than I have. How did that support system look for you as building your empire, starting your business?
So, Ebony, I'm I'm a private person. So I'm really, same for me. My church family is pretty much my extended family, although we do have a second set of family here. My husband's brother and his wife and children are here, also from Detroit. So they've been here 10 years. We've been here for 7. But in terms of business and the relationship, I really don't have any. And it's the same thing that you're saying. It's really hard. Sometimes it's hard to break into those inner circles because those people know each other. They're from here. They share the common bond of being, Chattanoogians, and you don't. So, and then I'm not that cliquish circle type girl. Like, I'm outside of the box. Like, this the box and I'm over there. Right. So honestly, I've just worked my hardest to kind of create as many relationships that I can with people that I know are in the same industry that I'm in. And sometimes that means you have to go outside of where you know. We live on the Georgia side now. We don't live on the Tennessee side anymore. And so I am creating relationship in our subdivision where we just bought our home. And, I'm finding that these women over here are looking for me. They've been looking for fashion that is different for heavy women, like stuff that you're not necessarily going to see inside the stores. And they're like, where did you find that at? So it's really all in networking and getting yourself out there. You got to sell yourself. I went down to North Shore when I started my business, and we did like a small little video, a commercial, if you will, for the business last year. And as I was walking and my videographer was shooting, people was like, oh my God, you look so pretty. Where'd you get that? And I didn't have not one card. I didn't understand the assignment then. I understand the assignment now, right? So I went back. My husband and I went back down the North Shore. I put on another outfit and I walked up and down that strip and people were asking, oh my God, you look so pretty. Where you get that from? Right here, ClassyChicTeeBoutique. So I just got out and I've just been marketing myself, trying to find different avenues where people are really looking for what I have to offer. Not necessarily those saturated areas, because when you get into those saturated areas, then, you kind of become a melting pot. So what you have is not unique anymore because everybody has what you have. Exactly. And so I'm just, like you're doing, I'm looking into other avenues for people who's looking for what I have to offer.
Right. So now you're married and you have a family as well. So in this process of building your business, how supportive was your husband? Like, how supportive, and what was the struggle like there?
I don't have not one struggle, not one bad thing to say about my David boy. He is amazing. When I tell you, when I started making t-shirts, I told him, I'm gonna make t-shirts. I'm gonna sell shirts. He was like, okay. I said, okay, it's just okay. I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy a surplus of shirts. I'm gonna have to buy a surplus of vinyl. I was like, I need a heat press. He said, okay. I went to work at the bank, came home that afternoon. 2 days later, it was a heat press at my door. I was like, he was like, I ordered it off Amazon. He's amazingly supportive. In the midnight hours, I was getting so frustrated. I remember I had an order from you and a couple of your coworkers a couple of years back. And I was getting so frustrated with one of the designs that I was trying to do. And I was trying to weed it and it kept coming up. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just so frustrated with this. He was like, chill, let me do it. Walk away, get some tea, let me do it. And he was weeding the vinyl for me to press on the shirts. So he is amazingly supportive. He's always supported the dream of entrepreneurship. He too, his father was an entrepreneur. He's a carpenter and he's worked for himself all his life. His mother, my mother-in-law, is a master seamstress. She sewed for the likes of the Clark sisters, the likes of Vicki Winans, Shirley Caesar. She's sewn for everyone. She's a master baker, like my mother would say, we're a jack of all trades, master of many. And so he comes from a long line of that. And so he was supportive from day one. When I used to say, nope, all I know how to do is punch the clock, he was like, no, you don't. It's more in you. You just don't see it. And that, I believe that's why God put us together. I believe that we were really, really, really created for each other. And God helped both of us until we were ready for each other, because he pushes me in ways unimaginable. He just told me the other day, he was like, hey, you slowing down with your pictures, what's going on? I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I came home Sunday after church. I didn't even go upstairs. I came straight to my office and I started shooting my new merchandise that I'm dropping for Black Friday. So yeah, he pushes me in ways unimaginable. I am so grateful to God to have such a supportive spouse.
That's true. It is very hard. And, sometimes it's hard to find that balance because like you said, both of you guys are entrepreneurs. Well, sometimes, if the husband isn't, or if the wife isn't, you kind of find that balance, that struggle there because, you're so used to the mom being, okay, you're the one that comes home to get the family, the family together. You don't want to come home to do the homework and get the meal prep. And now that you're taking that extra 30 minutes or that extra hour to do something extra, that it's taken away from that family design that we work so hard to have.
Right.
Sometimes there is kind of a balance there to get, and that's understandable because every relationship has their own dynamic, like you said. But that's awesome that you guys have that wonderful teamwork and that work ethic that you guys can balance each other regardless of what's going on. So that's awesome. I love that. And not everyone has that story, and then sometimes it's not as easy as, he has my back, because sometimes they can have your back, but then they still looking for that wife in that mother role to still.
You don't get to slack in the other areas because you're building an empire.
That's true.
It's like, but we still got to eat. But we're still hungry, but the clothes still have to be washed. Definitely. But you still need to change the sheets. But the bathroom still needs to be clean. Absolutely. You're 1000% correct. And listen, we're not perfect. And by any means, we're not perfect by any means. However, we complement each other. And where he slacks, I pick up. Where I slack, he pick up. I start a project, he come in and he finish it. I told him the other day when I was doing starting a project for my son's room, his dresser, I started sanding it on my lunch break. He came home and finished sanding. And I was like, I didn't ask you to touch my dresser. And he was like, just go back to work, because I work from home and I'm working really late hours right now. Through the month of December, I'm going to be working these crazy hours. And so I'm pretty much glued to my desk for those hours that I'm scheduled for my 9 to 5. And then when I get off, I still got to clock in as mom. I still got to clock in as wife. I still have to clock in as daughter, because I take care of my mother 700 miles away. And then I got to clock in as the Classy Chick CEO of the ClassyChicTeeBoutique. So sometimes it becomes extremely hard to juggle those things. And I remember having a conversation with you saying, I got to shoot this merchandise, but I don't feel like putting on any clothes. I don't feel like putting on any makeup. When I clock out, I run out of this office. I shut down. I close the door. I ain't coming back down here until tomorrow. Right. But I'm like, I can't sell what you can't see. So I'm learning balance. Mm-hmm. I'm learning how to compartmentalize what needs to be done in the moment. I thank God that I have a really, really supportive family overall. My husband is extremely supportive, but my kids are super talented. My 16-year-old helps me with my graphics. My 16-year-old helps me with how to stand. She was like, stop taking your pictures like this. You're so old. Don't put your camera up here like this, Mom. What are you doing? So she helps me with that. My 20-year-old, she helps me a lot with my stand. She's like, you look stiff. You're not going to like this picture. But all of my family, they're super, super supportive. They kind of, pick up the slack where I don't get a chance to necessarily get into those other things. Now we're teaching them how to cook dinner and stuff. So that's edible. So if I can get them to do that, then we'll be in the money.
That's hilarious. I did that first, actually. So, girl, yeah, we did the cooking thing first, because I was like, listen, I know how to cook, but it's 6 of us, so I need everybody to know how to cook.
I'm scared. I just gotta be honest. I can't eat their dinners right now. We bought an air fryer, and so we like, listen, y'all got some chicken tenders, y'all got some nuggets, y'all got some fries. Make yourself some dinner, but don't make me none. No, I'm gonna make my own.
Yes, we love the air fryer. We definitely got to. Yep, that's the kid's best friend. I'm telling you,
it is. It's amazing.
But that's awesome. So, as a CEO, I love it. And a glampreneur, what inspiration do you use? Like, give us something, that we can also use as well, to keep us inspired as entrepreneurs or glampreneurs.
So I watch a lot of my counterparts that do this. I follow several different boutiques. I watch what they do. And as you can see, my shirt says too creative to copy. I don't copy, but I do get inspiration from those ladies. And so like the latest thing, I'm really trying to break into this new TikTok world. I'm old. I know. Don't judge me.
I'm not there either. I have it on my phone, but It's just
I have it on my phone too because I was tracking the kids.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm trying to break into this new TikTok world. I'm trying to break into the reels and all of that stuff.
Yes.
That it's a lot of content and it's time consuming. And we just got done talking about time, right?
Yep.
So we can't create any more hours in the day. We got to do what we can with the 24 that we have. And probably 22 of the 24 are spoken for. Yep. So, and the other 2, I think I need to rest or I'm gonna pass out. But I watch a lot of my other women that are doing the same thing I'm doing. I read a lot. I watch a whole lot of YouTube. And then I go back and I kind of interview the women that I sell to and women in my life that have seen me grow up, that knows me from a little girl. I'm like, what would you want to see fashion wise? What do you think of me? How do you think I wear my clothes? What do y'all think about undergarment? Like I discuss the things that people don't necessarily like to discuss, like wearing undergarment is necessary. Let me introduce myself. My name is Slip. My name is a good bra. My name is a girdle, a Colombian one. Right? We have those conversations. It's necessary. We got extra stuff and I don't want none of it moving. You know what I mean? Right? So we have those conversations like, hey, what? Tell me what you want to see, And my friends be like, well, I want to know what kind of bra you wear. Where you get them from? I'll tell you where. You know what I mean? So those are things that I use as inspiration. I really glean off my friends. My friends from back home, they tell me the truth. Like we have this relationship. If I can't tell you the truth, then I can't talk to you. And we say what we got to say. Sometimes we fall out and tomorrow we call me like, what you doing? It's just what it is. Just as how we are. We call it the Detroit girl way. But I make certain to talk to women that I know will tell me the truth. I do not surround myself with yes people. I want you to tell me the truth. If I ain't looking good today, tell me the truth. I remember wearing a dress to church probably a couple of months ago, and I lost a substantial amount of weight here recently, about 60 pounds over the this last year. And yeah, I know, right?
Right.
So I lost 60 pounds and I thought that I had arrived and I was like, oh, I can wear this dress. And I was so self-conscious. And then they called me up to do an announcement. I was like, my dress too tight. So I'll make certain that I ask questions like, okay, tell me if you could have one thing in the plus size world, what would it be? And then I go looking for it. And 9 times out of 10, I find it. And if I can find it for myself, then I tell other people where to get it. I don't hoard my information. Although I have not arrived 100% in what I'm doing, I'm certain to reach back and pick up one of my sisters along the way, because I remember what it was like to ask for information that nobody was willing to share. Yeah. So one of the things that I pride myself on is that I read a lot. I watch a ton of videos. And I surround myself with honest, positive people that's going to give me great feedback on, how I can make myself better.
Yeah, love it. I love it. And let us know where we can reach you. Like, where can we find your boutique? And tell us a little bit about your boutique.
Okay. So my boutique is a plus size clothing boutique. We offer sizes 1X through 3X. That would be a size 14 through a size 24, some 26s. We have fashionable pieces that are edgy, super trendy. I'm wearing one. We call it the Crochet Cutie Duster. It's absolutely to die for. It's so super cute. And then guess what, ladies? Size is just a number. Just because you wear a size 22 and you go in the store and see something in a medium, that don't mean you cannot fit it. This sweater that I have on is a medium, right? That's another thing that I vet the vendors. When you buy good merchandise and you have good quality materials, it's not all about the number size or the letter size. It's about what fits. So I can be reached on pretty much all social media platforms. I have a website. It's ClassyChicTeeBoutique.com. I got it right there behind me. It's ClassyChicTeeBoutique, boutique.com. Instagram is @ClassyChicTeeBoutique and Facebook is ClassyChicTeeBoutique.
Awesome. So Ebony, thank you so much for joining us on today. I know I've learned a lot. I know I've grown. I know my audience has too. And I just love your personality. I love what you have to offer. And like I said, not being a native here in Chattanooga has definitely helped me grow. And I can definitely hear in your voice how it's helped you grow, because we don't have to, and a lot of times I think sometimes we get dependent too on, oh, I got this person, or I can reach out to that person, or I can touch this, you know. And so sometimes it's great, you know, it's great not to have something right at your fingertips, because it helps you to dive in deeper and build your own, you know, like it helps, like you said, like you read a lot, you investigate, you figure out things on your own. And sometimes we get lazy and you don't want to do that. So as an entrepreneur, you cannot be lazy. And I love that about you. You are never lazy. I can definitely say, you know, you've always been somebody who I've known to go out and go get it, make it happen, regardless of what it is. Even when you were like boosting my head the other day when we were talking, I was like, she done sent me clean out. I don't want to do nothing extra. I don't even know why I did that. Like, you know, I mean, I do, but I don't. I was like, no, I can't do it. Like, I really
yes, you can. We're taking paint out the vocabulary. Yes, you can. Right. And you will.
I will. But at the current moment, I think I'm going to just kind of keep it steady. But, you know, I love this drive about you. And I'm so glad that my audience got to hear, you know, just how driven you are, and just to inspire us to keep going and keep, you know, being motivated and to keep investigating in our own self product. Like, you know, we have to investigate us as well, because when we're stagnated, our businesses get stagnated. So I love that about you. So Ebony, you also have product on hand, right?
I do. So that's the one good thing about my boutique. I don't sell what you don't see. If you see it on my website, I physically have it right here in my office. I ship out myself. I want to introduce you to the staff. Hi, I'm the ClassyChicTeeBoutique staff, Ebony, the CEO. I physically ship everything myself. All my merchandise is right here. So when you order, I do offer local pickup. On my website, there is an option to pick up locally. So you can purchase today, pick up today. If you're not local, that's okay. I'll ship to you.
I love it. So again, thank you so much for joining us. You guys, wherever you are, she is there. Okay. If you need anything, just let her know. Ebony, thank you so much again. I'm so glad to have you on. So I hope you have a great week. And, you know, I wish you so much more success in your business.
Same to you. Thank you so much, Eb.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, there you guys have it, guys. Ebony Boyd, the CEO, I love it, of Classy Chic, oh my gosh, guys, Classy Chic Tea Boutique. Sorry, that's a mouthful. That's a lot of C's and she's and stuff. So yes, but you got it. Okay, so I'm super excited. She was definitely wonderful, amazing. I loved everything that we talked about and discussed. And, you know, like I said, you know, just having a fresh perspective on everything that, you know, she brought to the table was awesome, guys. So this ends the Glampreneur segment of my podcast. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely, this is not the last you will hear from me from this year, but this is the last episode of that segment. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and grew from every woman that I interviewed. You know, my first video that I put out of my Glampreneur, which was Latasha, oh my gosh, I put out the wrong video. But you know what? I am a one-man show here in my studio, and I am proud of it. So I think I have accomplished a lot over the past 8 months of doing my podcast. And, you know, I apologize to her, and I do apologize to you guys, because that has never happened before. And, you know, just doing this segment, I had to, I interviewed everybody around the same time, in 1 week. So then I was editing all my videos, editing all of my podcasts. And so then it dawned on me, you know, I was like, hey, I probably need to go back and look at a couple of videos or whatever. And I was like, guys, when I tell you I was the most embarrassed, horrified. But you know what? It's part of business. We go through things. We go through our worst nightmares. We face things that we thought we would never have to face. You know, everything happens, glitches, things fall down. We have to pick things back up. We have to rebuild things. So, and guess what? It's happened. So I've already went through it. So if it happens again, I won't be as horrified as I was, but I'll probably still be extremely embarrassed. But just to let you guys know that, you know, it was my mistake. I did apologize to Latasha, and it won't happen again. Hopefully it will not happen again, but you know, that's just part of business. You know, the ugly, the good, the bad, the disgusting, you know, and I hope you guys got all of that out of these segments, this segment that I've done with all of these beautiful, beautiful women, all of these encouraging women. I love you guys. You know that. I'm super excited about this one. So I hope you enjoyed it. That's all I have for you guys. But I love you. Like, share, comment. Make sure that you guys leave me a comment. You know, talk back to me. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear what you think. I love to hear, you know, your do's and your don'ts and what you got from everybody and everything. So you know the drill. Wherever you are, I am there. And don't forget to do you. Like, if you don't do you, you won't be done. So I love you guys, and I will see you next Tuesday.